Me, I'm just an exception. He's their hero, though.
Nakobe Dean.
I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. The room unlocked the way we rock it, so don't stop.
Hi guys, so it's Saturday, May 25th, and we have a lot of stuff to do today. A lot of stuff. We need to get dressed. But I'm about to go outside and check the mail, as usual. Say hi. Alright, so we are finally dressed in all white. It's a really fancy lunch. I'll show you guys when we get there. We got all white on. Hi. Anyways, I will meet you guys later at the restaurant. Bye. You guys, this is the restaurant, and it is so pretty and fancy. Like, I knew they said there was gonna be fancy, but this is really, really fancy. Like, look at that. Like, you have to dress up to come here. You just have to. If you come here in jeans and a shirt, it's just not doing this place enough service and dignity, because it is so freaking pretty. Okay, now I was gonna go back here with my family. Of course I have a drink already, but this is my side of the family right here. Missing one person, and coaches right there, my cousin's coaches. That is the rest of the family, cousins, mom, grandmother, and we're waiting on the star of the show to actually get here because he's not here yet.
Believe me, that resonates.
He should be showing. He's outside. Okay, well he's outside, so he'll be in here soon. So, guys, the star is finally here, right there. Hi, Nakobe Dean. Take a picture.
Give me a copy. Are you taking?
I'm taking video. I'm taking pictures. 1, 2, 3.
Send it to me.
Huh? Okay, it's on Nikki's phone. Kobe, talk to my camera. So, how does it feel to win the Watkins Award?
I feel great back in, January?
Back in January.
Yeah, but I feel great. Of course, great. Probably one of the most prestigious awards I got thus far.
Okay.
All of you, as you sat down, noticed that you couldn't sit down without noticing that there was a magazine or what we call a souvenir book in your seat. And so what I encourage you to do is to take an opportunity to peer through it, read through it. A couple of items in there are customized, obviously, for Nakobe, but what it will do for you is to give you a little bit of history on what the Watkins Award is, whereby many of you probably knew nothing about what the Watkins Award is before Nakobe was both involved with it, and even probably some of you until you got here today, unless you were involved with the process of applying for the award and competing for this Watkins Award. And so if you do that, it will give you a little bit of background, it will give you a little bit of history, to kind of bring you up to speed. We do a big event in Washington, D.C. We've done that event for the last 28 years, and for the last 28 years we've had a big gala, and we recognized back in 2000 that it was very difficult to expect 20 people to buy a plane ticket, especially to an award banquet that they knew nothing about. But we were missing the boat as an organization for the first 7, 8 years by not recognizing the individuals in the community with which this individual came from. And so that his family, his friends, his educators, all the folks that, Nikita and Byron have leaned on in order to be a certain level of support, a certain village around everything that they've done, can have an opportunity to celebrate with them. And so back in 2000, we started doing these hometown events. And it's important for us because we now get, number one, an opportunity to celebrate with you, but more importantly, we get a chance to know you. And what better way to get to know someone than to bring them to a place where they can eat, drink, and be married. When we asked Nikita to invite 20 people to this event, it's very difficult, as you can imagine, because You know, there are probably hundreds of individuals that would like to be sitting in the seat that you're sitting in this afternoon. And so it's on purpose that we ask the families to select 20, because we want it to be difficult, but we want you to understand the significance of sitting in the seat that you're in right now.
Big year for you.
Yeah, it's been busy.
Hi, I'm gonna get me taking pictures again. You say hi to my YouTube? Say hi. Okay. Your hair is so cute. Thanks. It looks really pretty. Okay guys, so this is the sister that you never ever see because she lives in Oxford. She finally made it. Oh, you can go ahead. Can I have more range? And we just got our salads. I got balsamic dressing so it looks nasty, but I promise you it's really good. Yeah, this is my sister Latoria. You never see her. She's the like home away from home college student. She lives, breathes, drinks Oxford, Mississippi.
If your dress is at the bottom of the boat, go like this, and you get some.
Life hack. Y'all, so I just realized they have private dinner rooms in this little hallway walk area. Like, this is so cool. You could like go in here if you wanted to have a private dinner with you and your partner or spouse, and you could just close the curtains and it'll be just you guys. That is so pretty. So I got the filet mignon with garlic mashed potatoes, which I think most of everyone got. A few people got salmon and probably like 2 or 3 got chicken. So let's go get this food. And she has a Long Island iced tea that I'm about to probably get me one of those. But I really want some wine, so I'll probably get wine. We'll see. Everyone's eating.
Yeah.
Debbie, why are you using your left hand?
Etiquette.
It's not etiquette. It is not etiquette. It's etiquette. She said etiquette. Everyone's eating. Excuse me. Is it good? Yes. Yes. I had it so zoomed in. Yeah, we probably just need some soy sauce. Debbie, Brianna, Mom, how's the food?
This is great. I mean, it could have been more.
You just ruined the whole mood. Like,
I wish
you're
it was
so
more, you know,
fancy and you just ruined it.
I thought this was a snack.
Stephanie, how's the food? Beautiful, beautiful. Stephanie, this is our petite. Brooklyn, how's the food? Her face, y'all. It's alright. Kobe, how's the food? Yeah. Oh my god. What did he say, Curry?
Almost gone.
Oh man.
Almost gone. Show them the alcohol.
Yeah, like strawberry milkshake, strawberry daiquiri. I mean, it looks like a milkshake.
It's alcohol. That's all I do.
Sure. Anyway, we're eating our food, guys. We're all chowing down right now on steak and potatoes, waiting on dessert to be served in a few. Are we done?
No,
So,
it was like this much left. Why I got
You
some
guys,
noodles?
I'm still eating, and then somebody came to try to take my food. No, I'm not.
Nick said he's
Trying to finish. I have like this much left. It's weird. Let's see what you got, TC. I get it on video.
What I got? It's gone.
Guys, look at her give. Yeah. It's pretty. Under Armour. Pink. Stay away from my food. Stay away from my food. Anyway, guys, I'm trying to finish my food and order wine. I'm doing way too much for myself right now, but it's okay. This is the wine that I got. It's a Rosa, a sparkling red. This is my sister's Long Island iced tea. But this one is a sparkling red, and it's like the sweetest wine they have at this restaurant. And it's really like fizzy. It's like a party in your mouth for the wine version. It's weird. The best way I can explain it is a party in your mouth. This is our dessert. So we have key lime pie with a graham cracker crust, raspberries, and whipped cream. And we also have their famous bread pudding right here. This is not mine, this is my aunt's. Here, TT. Yeah, this is dessert. So I'm about to have key lime pie with my Rosa sparkling red wine. And I'll see you guys later. I'm recording.
Because we know that every other entity or every other organization out there that's giving away awards, essentially it's either on the field sort of type of an award where it's how many touchdowns or how many tackles or how many shots you've taken or how many home runs you've hit, depending on what sport you're participating in. We wanted to be something special, and so getting nominated is what you've done in terms of being on the field, but we don't care about that in terms of the Watkins Award. We're talking about character and everything off the field. He's the passion, he's the heart and soul. He's my friend, my mentor, past board member, and the chairman of the Watkins Award. I bring before you Dr. Alexander Gavin.
This for me has always been a significant challenge, because I know I've only got one shot at it, and I want to get it right the first time. Before this is over, before I finish, I hope that I answer two questions. There are two things that you're going to sort of know by the time I finish. One thing is you'll have an idea of why I'm here. The one thing that I can start at the beginning in saying it's not because he plays ball. The second thing I'm hoping that you will understand is why it is that we brought you here and paid for it. So that not only are you here enjoying whatever, you were not asked to bring any money. Now, you were asked to color code in terms of how you dress. But you weren't asked to go ahead on and bring, and I think she even said, if I recall correctly, if you want to, we would like you to. So if for some reason you didn't, she was cool with that, you just didn't do it, and that's fine. I want to be clear, because I want this man to understand something. The National Alliance of African American Athletes does not have a foundation funding it. It doesn't have any government grants. It doesn't have even a paid staff. There's no one who works for the Alliance who gets paid anything. The only thing the Alliance owns is a P.O. box number in Harrisonburg, Pennsylvania. There is no staff that we have doing anything. So we pay for this. And how do we get the money? He raises it. Something I'm going to read for you, and I'm going to go ahead and make certain I read it, because I don't want you to sort of like think that I'm just off the cuff quoting this and I'm just making this stuff up. It's dated March the 4th, 1858. Fortunately for the South, she has found a race adapted to that purpose to her hand. A race inferior to her own, but eminently qualified in temper, in vigor, in docility, in the capacity to stand the climate, to answer all her purposes. We use them for our purpose and call them slaves. The senator from New York said yesterday that the whole world had abolished slavery. I, the name, but not the thing. I, the name, but not the thing. And you may say, well, gee, how did you record some stuff like that? That's over 160 years ago. Things have changed from then. Anyone who doesn't see the change is crazy. You have not been alert. Things are vastly different in terms of where we are now. No question about it. A fake meritocracy system. fake meritocracy and that everybody's believed that this is a fair game and you're getting a fair shot, but then not until you put a curtain across the screen and carpet on the floor do these experts finally decide that no, maybe the best candidate is not the one that we have a built-in bias for in the first place, even though they tried to pretend it was not biased. Many of you have been to the mall, I'm sure. You've even flown into airports and you know what an escalator looks like. Many of you do, I'm sure. All of you do. You know what an escalator looks like. Well, what I want you to imagine right now is that I want you to go ahead on and imagine going from the level you're on to the top level. Oh, by the way, we are talking about the Watkins Award and why I came and why you're here and how. That's what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. So now I want to go on that bottom level. I'm going to get to way up to that top area there. But in going from the bottom level to the top area, this is what I want you to do now. I want you to go up the down escalator. I want you to go up the down escalator to get to the next level. Now, going up the down escalator, I say that there are three things you have to do to go up the down escalator. Number one, you got to make an effort. And you cannot go up the down escalator just by standing on that thing, because you got to go in there. So you got to make an effort. Second thing is the effort you make to go up the down escalator, that effort has to be enough to overcome the downward force of that escalator. You can't have a wimpy effort. You got to put something into it to make certain that your upward force is more than the downward force. But the third thing that I say is absolutely critical for you to go from the ground floor up to the top floor. When you're trying to go up that down escalator, you got to go all the way up. You can't go halfway up there and say, I'm getting tired, and stop moving your legs. You're right back down on the front floor again. You can't get 3/4 of the way, 80% of the way, 90% of the way up there and start congratulating yourself of how far you've come and how hard you work and all the stuff you're doing. Stop moving those legs and you're right back down on the front floor again. To go up that down escalator, the effort has to be enough to overcome the force, and it's got to go all the way up. In this country, I am an American flat out. I'm going to tell you that. I've been to all other parts of the world and all the rest of that. Alexander ain't going nowhere. Don't even tell me about how I got here. I don't care. I'm staying here. You know, I ain't going nowhere else. Love being here. Love it. I've seen other places. I know what it's like. But if you are looking like me or looking like you're on that up escalator when you're trying to, you got to go up that down escalator when you get on. You got to go up there because our fake meritocracy system is designed, by design, to be biased towards Caucasian males. The system is designed to help them move. They can get on the up escalator, and if they want to make extra effort, they can go up even faster. But the system is designed to help them get to where they're going. But if you're a woman, or if you're someone who looks like me, you're going up that down escalator. You're going to be making an effort going up here. And thank goodness there are people of character who are on the up escalator who reach over and try to help somebody else because they got that decency built into them. Because they recognize that the system is unfair. And so they go in and they try to help somebody, even though they got a system that reinforces them to try to help them to go. They got too much decency not to go ahead and try to be as fair as they can to help somebody else. And so here it is now. Why is it that we are bringing you here, that I flew in to see you? Why is it that we're inviting you around here? Let's talk about Watkins. The men that we look for, as Everett has already pointed out, are those individuals who are only listed as the very premier athletes in this nation. 3 sports. We look at football, we look at basketball, and we look at baseball. Why did we pick those 3 sports? Because my target is not him. My target are those young African-American males who got to get up that doggone down escalator. My target are those individuals who themselves are deprived, those individuals who themselves, if they don't develop something special to help them in dealing with the images that are bombarded on them, they're going to be trapped down and not get any place. Because just like that quotation says, I, the name, but not the thing. I, the name, but not the thing. Who's still in the prisons now? Who is it who's most likely to have single parents? Who is it who's most likely to be highly unemployed? Oh yeah, that system is still there. We've changed the name. But there's still those individuals identified who are at the bottom end and they're trapped there based upon an image system that's set up. And so my goal here is not, he's going to be fine. He's going to make his money. He's going to be good. But his value His value is what he can do to help those young black males overcome the negative stereotype image that they are forced to deal with. They don't believe they're smart because the system told them so. They don't believe there are things they can't do because the system told them so. Even this morning when I was sitting up there waiting for Everett to come pick me up, I'm looking at the TV sketch. The black faces I saw on there were criminals doing stuff. The white faces were people who needed help for something else. And so what is it that kind of a system does? That system reinforces a negativity as though black folks not doing nothing good, and it's only the white folks doing other stuff. That's the way that system does. And it does it the same way with regard to women and the rest of that kind of stuff. Silicon Valley and all the rest. Cases whereby women, qualified as could be, somehow can't get those great jobs in Silicon Valley. And then you got these 3 ones that appeared in the Atlantic last week, several weeks ago, that all of a sudden they showed that these people are beating the system. Look at how well they're doing. As though some kind of way the women can't do technological stuff. Only men can do that. No, they're going up that down escalator also, and they're overcoming the system to do that thing. And so here we've got here is that when we go and take a look at those top athletes in those 3 sports, we look at them, and out of those top athletes in 3 sports, we then started looking for other things. What's the other things that we started looking for? The next thing that we started looking for is that, are they African American? Yeah. Are they African American? Because we want someone who could be image makers and deal with those people who are targeted that we're trying to get at. And then the other thing that we look for is then, if they're African American, what kind of reputation do they have in the neighborhoods they come from, in the school system they're in high school? Want to get them while they're still young enough to be willing to listen, and then be able to do something when they go on later on. And so if they're African American, they're already at the top of their game in terms of sports, but they have a great GPA and they have a great reputation in their community for doing good. Those are the ones we contact to see if they want to apply for Watkins. So that if you're not really interested in trying to do that, we don't have an interest in you. We're not anti-anybody. We're not beating up on anybody. All we're trying to do is get some people. You don't catch fish by saying, hey, fish, come here. You got to give them some bait. So why did we choose football? Why do we choose baseball? Why do we choose basketball? Because that's what young black boys look at. Because that's what they idolize. Because that's the type of people they go ahead and turn into semi-gods. And so now if he can do it, then all of a sudden the other body want to be. That's why the sport people want him, because now he can sell all kind of tennis shoes, sell all kind of jerseys, sell all that kind of stuff to folks. All I want him to do is sell being smart to the young black kids. That's all I want him to do. All I want to do is go ahead and say, yeah, you can go ahead and do all of this, but you can go to school. Because those folks will never have that boy's ability to be able to play ball. But they can get a 3.9 if they apply themselves in school, and I don't want them believing they can't apply themselves in school and do well. But the only thing that the other system is going to do is use him for entertainment to go ahead and show how well he can play ball. They're not going to be trying to promote the fact that he's smart. They're not going to try to promote the fact that he's one of the brightest guys out there on the doggone thing. They're not going to promote that. And so the young kids only see his athleticism. They don't see his intelligence. They don't see what he can do in the classroom. And it's the classroom that'll save our young black kids, not that doggone ball. And so you got to have somebody who can try to go ahead on and be role models for those kids to offset the negative stereotypes they're dealing with. Now, when is it that we can go ahead and start worrying about this stuff? When do we have to go ahead and we don't have to worry about the racism? Oh yeah, I used the word. Racism inherent in a system that's biased against us. When can we do that? As soon as you get a curtain up there and some carpet on the floor. And until you get a curtain across there and some carpet on the floor, we need him to go ahead and try to keep those young kids from believing in themselves and not buy into the way the system is trying to convince them they can't make it. They're not nothing. They won't be able to do well. And so that's the process in which we're doing this thing. And so when we select those folks who got those characteristics, top athletes only, because we want them at the level where they could play pro ball if in effect nothing happens to them. Those are the ones who are going to be the image makers there. And then we want only the ones who already have a commitment to doing something bigger than themselves and who are also excellent in school. And they are not the exception. A collective mind, oh no, that's not black folks. Black folks entertainers, but go brother, yeah. No, yeah, we can do that too. And maintain a 4.1. You know, so that's not the only kind of deal there. And that's where he gets to be valuable. Because I can be a college teacher, I got a PhD and all the rest of that stuff. Ain't no black kids gonna listen to me. But let him do it. Let him do it. Let him say it. Let him go. Then They believe it because he's their hero. Me, I'm just an exception. He's their hero, though. And if they can go ahead on and be like him for the kind of jerseys he's wearing or the tennis shoes he's got on, they can be like him in terms of being a person who's academically on tune and committed to somebody larger than himself. So why did I come here? Because, mister, I know you got the potential to help folk. I know it. Yeah. 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 And why do we invite you? Because it's from you that you helped him become what he is. And so we will raise the money we have to raise every time we can do it to acknowledge and encourage him and to thank you. But let thy heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add unto thee. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Honor the Lord with thy substance, and with the first fruits of all thy increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses burst forth with new wine. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be ye weary of his discipline. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son, in whom he is well pleased.
As you can understand, as you have seen firsthand, the passion that Dr. Gavin brings to the table, we feed off of that. And since Dr. Gavin has been involved in helping us to drive what we do as an organization, we continue to work feverishly to bring more and more people like Kobe into what we call the Watkins family, and to help his family understand, more importantly, how significant it is and how what they've done, it will do what we consider to be an agent, a change agent in this country, to continue to encourage others of all races, of all genders, to be the best that they can, and to eliminate the examples of mediocrity, to eliminate all of the images that are out there that are negative, that come along with who people think he is. What we'd like for you to do is to be an important part of this luncheon. And the only way to do that is to be a part in a way that I call multimedia. Multimedia means see it, hear it, embrace it. And so what I'd like to do is, and again, you don't have to be in any way, shape, or form overly eloquent, or in any way, shape, or form. Don't think that you have to impress anybody here. We want you to give a message to Kobe, so that as he's come back here to go through the graduation ceremony, and that he's already gone off to college, we want you to have this message. If you can think of maybe one thing or two things that you'd like him to continue to resonate in his mind. Because understand this, there'll be bigger challenges. The things that he faced here and the incubation of being in Horn Lake, Mississippi are minuscule as compared to the next level at Georgia.
I don't know, I'm about to cry.
Cry. If you cry, I'm really gonna know.
I'm so proud of you. I'm happy with everything that you've been doing. And I just hope that now that you're in college, that you keep God first, and you remember why you're there, and remember that we're all behind you, and we all have you 10 toes down. Whatever you need, you know we're only a call away, and we're always here to give you advice. Being that I am in college, I know how it gets. So, you know, class is a little hard, but just do what you need to do, and everything will be good. So I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you and Bree both are graduating tomorrow, and I just hope that you do what you need to do, because I know you will. So good luck, and you know, make us proud.
Do not make it hard on yourself. And that's coming from a personal standpoint, because I am very hard on myself mentally. So I know you're probably just expecting the same thing with college and the grades, and that's fine. It's fine to make all A's. But take a day for yourself. If you feel like you're studying too hard or you've been just hitting it day by day, take a day, do absolutely nothing, and just kind of clean your mind out, because you don't want to get burnt out before the end of the semester, because the end is when everybody slacks off and you want that extra push to keep grinding. When you work hard, study harder, have a little fun, but balance it all out. Your friends can wait. If they're not trying to uplift you, leave them alone. I know all of them be like, oh, I want to hang out with you. Some of them can't be on your level. As you see from your awards, everyone is not on your level. Okay? Be around the ones who surround you and have the same goals as you. Because people, they're watching you, waiting for you to fall. So don't let them see it. And take some time for yourself. That's all.
You were dedicated and you were loyal, not only to your family, but to your teammates and to those around you. And that will get you far in life. And thank you so much for what you've done for him, for this man here, for all the players at Horn Lake High School. You may never know what an impact you've had, and thank you so much for that. And you will be very successful in all that you do.
I'm Brad Webb. I'm head football coach at Horn Lake, and I get to follow that. So, what I want to say is, Nakobe, you came in office about a month ago, or maybe 2 months ago, and you had a letter that a 9th grade English teacher gave you that you wrote the first day of class as a high school student. On the first day of the first class of the first day of high school, Nakobe writes I guess it's an essay or a goal list of things I'm going to accomplish while in high school. And on day 1 of 9th grade year, Nakobe says, I'm going to be an All-American. I'm going to go through high school, and I'm going to make straight A's all the way through high school. And Horn Lake's going to be a state champion. Now, for you guys who traveled here, when he wrote that, Horn Lake had just come off a 2-10 season. Horn Lake had been in the playoffs twice in school history in 110 years. And this guy said we're going to be a state champion. 4 years later, he's an All-American. He's gone through every class at Horn Lake and throw at him every advanced placement class, Latin 1, Latin 2. I mean, there was nothing left. Every upper level class, all straight A's, and Horn Lake was a state champion. Nakobe, don't quit setting goals, because there's not a goal too big for you. You can do anything. You know, somebody said, are you going to be an engineer, you're going to be a doctor? I said, what the hell, do both? You know, because you can do it. I've got the utmost confidence in you, and my wife kind of stole my thunder. I can't thank you enough for what, you know, you've meant to my program and what you meant to the younger guys and the way we work and the way they do things now. But in my house, my children want to do things like Kobe. I mean, I can't ever say thank you enough for that. Thank you.
Oh, it's cold. Well, I'm Kobe's great aunt, Ida Calhoun Jenkins. Kobe, as you grow into manhood, life's transitioning take you through good peoples, a lot of bad peoples. Okay? Stay focused. Stay focused. Because that fast car you got, slow down. Just like I could you that good dress, you put my number. You got about 2,000 numbers in that phone, right? Call me before it get bad. Call me. I got just as good advice as Dr. Fields. Okay? Call me, Kobe. Stay focused. And one of the advice I told you, those girls gonna be out there. It's gonna be a lot of them. Whole lot of them. You got a good view of all of them. Okay? Like I said, let me go back. That dressing is good. But you call me. Okay? I got your number. We've been there together. We agree on a lot. But y'all, I've always told you, I always been straight up. I don't beat around the bush. It's some things they don't know I say. But you know we here. So I'm not the best with the new technology. We got a technology guru now, so we all can keep in touch. But snap me, tweet me, Facebook me, messenger me, all that stuff. Text me, FaceTime.
DM.
I'm on it. You know I'm on it. And I always tell you, just be careful. You know, I'm a fake. Hey, dude, what's going on with this? Why we ain't communicating the same? So, like everybody else said, it's gonna be good, bad, and ugly. Everything is changing. We here, good, bad, or ugly. We been here. Famous, not famous, whatever you end up being, who knows? We still here. This group of people has always been here. This group of people gonna always be here. Friends gonna come and go. Friends that you thought was friends gonna come and go. Let them go. Everybody ain't meant to stay there forever, except for family. We here. Always. We've always been A1 in the classroom, and I loved it. I wish all my students could be that way, but they not. I'm working on it. I want you to always, like the doc said over there, encourage the others. Like you're gonna have someone that's slacking around, you know, I gotta get this done. This my ultimate goal. The other one is second. Like he said, it's a lot of them gonna wanna play ball, gonna look up to the cause of it, but that other stuff, they can do it too. So that needs to always stay your focus to succeed in those books, because you gotta have a backup plan. We don't always plan a backup plan, but having this up here, it's gonna take you way longer than everything else. So keep that as number one, and also God as well. Don't ever forget that if ain't nobody else there and got your back, he gonna be there to hear you at all times. Snap me. We talk about other stuff.
I know it's gonna be a competition.
No competition. Garvey started the teacher. Years ago in Hinesville, Georgia, after meeting a young lady from Mississippi, I was in a dance club. We was juking. Young, 17, 18 years of age. And having just met the young lady, she was very competitive. She thought she could dance better than everyone in the club. Until she met me. She turned around, I jumped up in there, came down, did a split, she turned around.
Wait a minute, I have never heard
She turned
this.
around, I jumped up in there, came down, did a split, she turned back around, I was gone. Slowly I ascended from the floor. Still juking.
Still juking.
And we laughed about that incident, true incident today. But that
Did you break
started
some?
competition. She couldn't dance better than me, was my thought, and I couldn't dance better than her. That's part of what Nakobe's competitiveness comes from the both of us. Now, I didn't think about this. I thought about something that was real sensitive to me that made me really begin to tear up, especially with Miss LaPorte. And I didn't know Miss LaPorte until this year. She began to mention English. One thing y'all don't know about Kobe, and some people know, I know family know, but a lot of people, like the coaches, may not know. You know, when my son was younger, he had a very bad speech impediment. You couldn't barely understand what he said. Nikita more likely every now and then, 75, 50% of the time made out what he said because she was familiar with it. he didn't grow up in the home with me, and she was used to him. But it broke my heart to have my son sit there and he's trying to tell me the simplest things, like he want to go do this, or he wants to do this, or the little thing, turn the TV, or he wants to watch something, and I could not understand anything he was saying. That's how bad his speech impediment was. Keisha will remember Auntie May, even Stephanie was younger at that time, but it was bad, horrible. It broke my heart to watch my son try to explain something to me, and I could not understand him. I could not make out 50% of what he was saying, and I tried and tried and tried, and it hurt me to my core. Eventually, he got into speech pathology,
Speech therapy.
In school, and we prayed hard, and boom, one day every word he said, he could understand. So you all see this part of it, but I remember back when, and I know all of you all have definitely sent up salutations and prayers, and continue. I hope y'all continue to do so. But God has more than tremendously blessed him to be in the position he's in, to go from barely being able to speak and talk to having the academic prowess he has. It's such a blessing. Son, I love you. You know I love you. We talk about any and everything, frankly, boldly, uncut, raw. We talk, we laugh, we joke. The Bible says, too much is given, much is required. God has given you a gift academically and athletically. In terms of that, there's a lot of requirements and responsibilities that goes along with that. Part of becoming a man is making decisions that most of the time goes against your own will and desire. When you want to do certain things, you want to be certain places, may not be the best for you, and may not be the best for your family, may not be the best for your mission in life at that time, and to stick to your guns, your determination and dedication to be who you are, and make that right decision is a passage that all men go through. Many of us fail and have to do that over and over again until we get it right. You have seemingly got that right for the most part of your life, and that I'm proud of. Keep your hands in God's hands as he leads you. Stay humble, stay Nakobe Dean.
Cocoa butter. Well, you know, we have like a unspoken, it's just, we don't even have to say anything to each other. It's like his heart knows my heart knows his heart. You know, going back when I was even pregnant with Kobe, I was about 3.5 months before I even knew that I was even pregnant with him. And I was like the size of a beach whale, yet I thought I was the sexiest thing on earth. Euphorically, he did so much, you know. Kobe, I was at a dark point in my life sometimes, and Kobe would just come there and he would reach his hand out to me, and he would just, it was his touch. So it's always been his touch, and he's rubby, feely, touchy, but many dark points in my life, it was his touch that made a difference. I love you, son. You know, I love you to life. I've always wanted the best. I know y'all were the community service kids, because you know how I was about community service. Me and your Auntie Keisha, Stephanie, Auntie Ada May, always about giving back to the community. So I know y'all feel like y'all was always doing it, but now you see the difference that it makes. You see that this is not for you. It's bigger than you. And as much as you do, you're a role model for so many people in so many ways in your family. And you already know, sometimes I don't have to say a word. You know when I'm so pissed off at him, he'll come and rub on me. And I'm like, get away from me. Right now. But he knows. And you already know, it's always been God, family, community. We gotta do what's right. You know, I'm not saying that you're gonna always do it, but once you know you see the mistake, fix it. Try not to make it again. Keep going. Keep moving. It ain't about whether you go to the NFL, anything. We're all praying for you. We're praying for your health and safety. It's what you do for others that's gonna last. It's what you do for others that's gonna last. And that so many things that I want to do and so many things I want to be, since I'm like overly gifted with everything. So he he would say, I never seen somebody so smart, yet you don't do nothing for yourself, you working for others. But guess what? Whatever you sow, you're gonna reap. God has blessed my children through me. I felt like I could have did this. God has elevated them through me. So remember, everything that you're doing in helping others is not in vain. It's not in vain because it goes on and on. That's how the blessings flow. So, of course, you know, I love you, Brooke, Nick, all y'all. I love you to life. And maybe me and Auntie Keisha were probably the only ones that sometimes understood everything you said. But you knew that, hey, you know when you said my God, my, I said, okay, well, come on, let's do it. I just knew that. And that was the mama in me. That was the mama in me. But I love you. Almost everybody around here almost made me cry, so I was like, I gotta get up. So it's a true story about that dance thing, but I can dance better. It was like this, so I was just putting it on real quick. I ain't seeing you down on the floor. That's what happened.
We'll have to get a recap of that later.
Always keep it from playing Scrabble to playing Yahtzee to playing Monopoly. Oh my goodness. It was always competitiveness in our household, and we didn't let up. So, but we love you, Kobe. We're proud of you, and it's not just you're not in this thing alone. You know what? You've never been in this thing alone. We got your back. You know, and don't be stressed out because you get a B. You might get a B in college, but that's okay. Remember, if you can B, you can A, right?
Yeah.
You can A. So we love you. And thank you for the best journey ever thus far. Thank you. I love you.
The replica of this award when he was out in Washington, D.C. and see how heavy it is. Dr. Gavin also talks about the weight of this trophy, and everyone feels the weight of this trophy because it's a weight of responsibility, and that responsibility goes for a lifetime. And so we bring in not just a member of this class of 2019, but the person that the media calls the winner, but we call the guidon bearer, the guy that represents this class and will keep them together and keep the mission in yet 2019 moving forward to the Watkins Award, one Nakobe Dean.
Helping me and supporting me in everything I do, and I know y'all gonna be there for me. Y'all, like y'all said, y'all was a phone call away, so I'm gonna hold y'all to it. If I'm going through something, I'm gonna call y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know it. I'm gonna look for y'all for help and guidance, and I just want to tell y'all that I love y'all. I thank y'all, and I couldn't make it without y'all. Thank you.
So there's one thing that, you know, when we came out with our trophy, we actually went to Johnston. Step back a little bit because they can't see me. I'm so short and I'm so tall. When we went to Johnston's, we actually had them engineer our award, and we gave them a picture and paid them an exorbitant amount of money to actually create this trophy, which we like to think Heisman's not replicates, but is better than the Heisman or any other award he'll ever get. And I'm predicting the Heisman. Y'all heard that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Along with his state championship ring, we also will give him another ring that he'll hopefully be able to don proud, which is a Watkins Award ring. And this ring is only worn by myself and those who are part of the Watkins family, only me to show them. But it's to be worn proud, and it's to represent the responsibility of the Watkins Award. Has a lifetime warranty, which is that lifetime of responsibility. It's white gold. It's a diamond with an onyx in it. Has his high school on one side, has his name on the other. It also has Student Athlete Watkins Award. And so we're very proud of you. Please wear it proudly, but let it join the number of awards that you had in your state championship ring as well.
There's something I want to emphasize about that trophy. And I don't know if it was clear when I did it earlier, but I want to emphasize something about that trophy. That's not for athleticism. It's not for athleticism. Every man we looked at when we recruited for this were already superstar athletes. What is it that distinguished him as part of the five from all the other people who were stellar athletes? And that's why you're here. His academics and his decency.
I want you to be proud for all the things you've done to bring us here this first time. And know that we will not let you down in terms of continuing to create an environment where he'll have mentorship.
So this restaurant has a really big wine cabinet. It goes all the way to the floor, from the ceiling to the floor. It's beautiful. This is a really nice restaurant, and I enjoyed it. Are you stealing candy?
No, you can get there. It's mint.
And also a bowl. And we have look at the fish. Oh my god. I did not know. I didn't see this when I walked in. I just overlooked it. They have really colorful fish. Okay. Anyways, we're leaving. My family loves to take pictures. We take pictures after every event. These are just some of the pictures from that evening after we had lunch. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and join the fam. Bye.